now, and you might be in waiting for some help and support, or you might be on the other end or further along, rather, the pathway of healing, like I feel that I am, and you might be speaking out about what's gone on for you, and you might be now wanting to take it further. Because one thing I've noticed, when you find your voice and you freely speak about what's gone on for you and the impact, like I'm doing now, you're so empowered that you want to change the world, and you want to go out there and you want to, you know, just shake everybody up, and you want everybody to hear you. And I get it. But you also have to know that when you put your head above the parapet and speak out publicly like this, you will be open to criticism, judgment, etc., etc. But I've got a thick skin now. I can deal with all of that because I've got nothing to hide. I am who I am. This is me. Yeah. And everything that I've gone through is in these books. So I've got nothing to hide and nothing to worry about, because no one's going to find any other stuff on me because I've already shared it. Probably overshare, to be honest. So coming back to victim and survivors, or individuals that have gone through similar, they wanted to know how can they help themselves, and because I am a trauma-informed health and wellness coach, that is my that's who I am now. That's what I do for a living. I help victim and survivors, individuals, recover from trauma through holistic means, which means looking at mindset, stress management, looking at nutrition, looking at fitness, looking at all areas of the person and how are they presenting, what do they want from their lives, and helping them to work from A to B. That's what I do. I not only speak publicly, as I've shared with you, but I work with individuals, I work with groups. I thought, right, I need to be able to impart what I know with as many people as possible. So that's why I wrote this second book. Okay, let me just read you the back of this, guys. This handbook takes a holistic approach in dealing with the impact of emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglect and violence on the victim/survivor. Any stress we suffer affects how we think, feel and act. Understanding the root cause of our stress will enable us to find solutions to our everyday challenges. The Children's Commissioner's report, Protecting Children from Harm, November 15, stated only 1 in 8 children are known to have reported the abuse they have suffered as a child. This means that 7 out of 8 children are growing up as adults whose lives will be negatively impacted in some way. This book will educate and empower you to take back control over your mental and physical health and well-being through the 7 pillars of the Cleaner Living Therapy Program. It's about looking at what is holding you back and stuck in your life. By taking small positive steps forward, you can heal and recover from the impact of abuse and violence you have suffered. So as a health and wellness coach, I speak from lived experience. So I speak from a survivor's perspective and a health and wellness coach perspective, and everything is in that book. So if you really feel like you are not ready to disclose, to share what's gone on for you, or you're just really feeling like you're on your own, I would obviously recommend my book, but there's so many other books out there as well that I can help you with accessing. So, books that I've read. The Body Keeps the Score by Professor Van der Kolk. That will show you exactly the physical impact of trauma and how it's stored in your body and how to release it, okay? The charity One in Four that I work with, they have a book called The Warrior Within, and that's on their website, guys. Just Google One in Four, one, ONE, in four. They will have their books on their website, The Warrior Within. And there's also a little book that they've produced that helps supporters, i.e. family members, understand the complexities of trauma and how it might be impacting you as an individual that's gone through any kind of abuse. So that's for supporters to understand how to respond to child sexual abuse. And there's so many books, but I've given you a few. One in Four have also written one to do with spirituality. Can't even say the word. So if you're religious or spiritual, they talk about that recovery from that type of abuse as well. Yeah, so there's so many books out there, and there's so many brilliant individuals out there that you can access as well. So for free, as I've already explained to you, you can listen to the Silenced radio show. That's on Health UK Radio. That is Emma Jane Taylor's radio show. You can access Breaking the Cycle 2 Step Forward podcast, which is my podcast that I co-host with Beverly Ann. What other resources is there? Emma Jane also writes I think it's a quarterly magazine for victims and survivors of sexual abuse and exploitation. You can access, as I said, if you're a professional or someone with lived experience, you can access the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse's final report that was published in October 22. You can access that inquiry report, the Children's Commissioner's report, Protecting Children from Harm, November 15. Now, there's been so many inquiries, so many recommendations have been made, and many of those recommendations have not been implemented by government, okay? So it's really, really important. It's really important that governments, and I'm from the UK, so it's important that the UK government, whoever they happen to be, but it's a cross-party response that is needed to tackle child sexual abuse across England and Wales. They have not implemented recommendations from many inquiries, and the only way we are going to change the way we respond to this epidemic child sexual abuse issue is by making sure the government are held to account and implement these recommendations. So again, as I said to you, I'm a campaigner, I'm an activist, I lobby governments to make sure that these recommendations are implemented, and I will carry on with that work going forwards. So Fletcher 120, you say, can you translate? What do you mean translate? What I'm saying or the books? Just see if you've got any other questions. So this live is about abuse, all forms, mental, physical, sexual, bullying within the home, within communities, within institutions. And we are speaking about the impact of going through some kind of abuse and bullying. And we're talking about how we can empower ourselves in our healing journey. And what does that even mean? And what does that even look like? That's what we're speaking about here at the moment. And going forwards,